chief won't be able to get his truck in and around the unit. Very, very poor. And the biggest concern is we're giving up commercial space. That retail opportunity won't ever come back. We don't have much land. That's revenue the city will never get. So I would like to work with every property owner to make the vision of this city happen going forward. And this is pretty close. I don't mind having high-end apartments or good-looking apartments as long as it's part of my city. Make it part of my city, guys, and I'll back you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We want to open this for discussion at this point. Okay, we'll open for discussion from the commission. Questions, comments?
I have a question regarding the parking that you brought up.
Are you closing the public hearing?
Yes. Closing public hearing, excuse me.
Number two.
Yes. Number 2, regular agenda, consider an act on a recommendation of town council regarding a request by Humphreys and Partners Architects on behalf of the mansions at Carrollton Crossing to change the zoning designation from C1 commercial on the north end or the right end of the property as we look at the picture, and TH1 townhouse lots, which is the left end or the left of the picture, to PD plan development on an approximately 14-acre tract of property in the corporate limits of the town of Hickory Creek, Texas. There's another page. The property is more particularly described as follows: A1163A J.W. Simmons, tract 29, 14.09 acres, old DCAD tract number 6B, Hickory Creek, Denton County, Texas. This property is located at the northwest corner of Turbyville and Point Vista Road. Don,
Yes, sir.
comments, questions?
Well, I have a question to follow up on what was brought up in the open portion of our meeting. But you have here 1.75 parking spaces per unit. Is that inclusive of the garages? The garages are additional parking to the 1.75, or is that included in there?
It's inclusive of the garages.
So then we have how many open spaces besides the garage parking?
There's 112 open service spaces.
112 open, and what does that leave us with garage spaces?
There's 228 garage spaces.
So then your total parking is, what, 340?
That's correct.
Okay. And the units are 180, or was it 190? I can't.
190.
190. That's all I have.
How many of those units are two-bedroom?
60%.
Have you actually done the engineering on the pond? Find out if it's capacity for the run?
Not yet, but we have talked to Dan Mom, who was the city engineer, and we plan to fully detain our runoff in the pond. So it's gonna be a wet pond, and we're gonna detain on top of that. But I think there's plenty of room. There's a lot of terrain across the site that will give us some extra volume. So from an engineering standpoint, we're very confident that we can.
That's what they told us when we built this.
What's that?
That's what they told us when we built this. And the pond we were thinking we were going to build was about half the size it was needed when they did the engineering.
That's something that will be worked out during the design phase.
I had a question on the trash compactor. Is there enough, how far is that going to be pushed? How long is that little stretch of asphalt or concrete there? What I'm getting at is if you include the trash compactor, is there enough room for a truck to come in there and get that trash compactor without blocking Point Vista?
Yes, there is. Yeah, yeah. And we'll actually work with the company that picks it up to make sure that they have all the room they need and push it back a little tiny bit if we need to.
I had another question on the unit that's going to be, sorry about that, the unit that's going to be next to the child care facility, what's going to be overlooking that playground? Is it just the front? Is there a balcony or anything like that?
Yeah. Sorry, if you look at the mouse that I used before. If you look at this building as a, sorry, is the mouse on left?
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah, sorry. So if you're looking at the building, the part of the building that faces towards the child care, on the ground floor is where all the garages are. So on the ground floor, there are no units that face the child care. On the upper floor, there's 4 units over those garages, and those units would have balconies. 2 units would have the balconies that actually do look towards the child care, but the 2 corner units are actually going to have balconies that would look east and west. So there would be a total of those 3 buildings, a total of 12 units that would look to the north.
I have one additional question regarding the compactor. That is not like a typical dumpster that gets lifted with forks and dumped. It's more similar to a roll-off. Would that be right?
That is correct. It has its own hydraulic system with rams and backs it in. When it's full, they come pick it up and bring it back.
So they pick up the whole unit.
That's correct.
And take it away and bring it back in.
Okay. What is the square footage of the pond as shown?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. What's the footprint of the building?
The footprint of one of the buildings is roughly 10,000 to 11,000 square feet.
So we're talking about 20,000 square feet, roughly.
And where's half an acre?
Yeah, roughly half an acre.
And then we can get some good volume on it, from the depth.
What kind of depth had you contemplated? There's a reason I'm asking these questions.
Yeah. Storage wise, we probably get 4 to 5 feet. We just got to get to the design phase of it. We don't have formal topo yet, but
I understand.
from developments this size, it's a pretty typical footprint for a pond.
I understand. If I told you that I had talked to 2 civil engineers that are associates or friends of mine that I've worked on projects, and we did a 30-minute calc on your site to get an order of magnitude of the issue, and what if I told you that our first blush number was an acre and 15 feet deep? How would that impact your project? In order to keep every single drop of your water on your property so that the folks across the street who are already nervous don't take that to the next level,
No,
which I can't blame them.
we're actually very comfortable. I mean, we're going to use standard engineering practice, and we'll work real closely with Annenbaum to design the pond and the outfall structure. So we plan to fully detain everything that hits our site and release it in a pre-developed manner.
Based on our preliminary calcs, your pond is about half the area it needs to be and a third the depth. That's why I bring that up. since it's anticipated, based on some preliminary runoff calcs, that this water is going to be a problem. Is the ownership prepared to spend something on the order of $250,000 to $500,000 to solve this problem with a possible tie-in to an existing bond program to deal with the drainage? I mean, has that been contemplated?
I guess you'll have to show us more detail on what you're referring.
I'm talking about taking care of all your water so you don't aggravate folks across the street.
Yeah, we're planning to take care of it on site, yes, sir. And I think the system that Dannenbaum has designed, it's actually designed to take fully developed flows from our site. So we're actually going above and beyond what's being planned right now, the downstream system.
Like Rodney pointed out, we have heard that before. I'm sure you've heard the term 100-year events. Corps of Engineers have all kinds of charts for that. I'm very concerned about the drainage. That's number one. And because of the impact to the rest of the folks. If we were to say, okay, we lost our minds and we approve this, okay? We got a drainage issue to deal with, and it's very clear we did. Because the civil engineers that ran the numbers on this property made it clear to me the order of magnitude we're talking about, okay? So these are not numbers pulled out of the air. Number two, as Mr. Sprague had pointed out, for the rest of our normal natural lives, we would be losing commercial revenue associated with possible use of the property as it is zoned. Has any thought been given to the possibility of converting a couple of those buildings on the north end to professional offices like an insurance office or a hair salon or some other compatible use that would make sense in a micro community? Because in concept, this is a pretty cool plan, but it's got some problems fitting in our community, and I think y'all have heard from a lot of the citizens about it, and the commission is very sensitive to that. I think I speak for everybody. Is that a fair statement? We're sensitive.
In reality, we have thought a considerable amount about that. On your master plan, you have a lot of retail just one block north of us.
I know.
So if we do that, and we try to put 3 or 4 shops in there, we would be kind of shooting ourselves in the foot when the rest of the retail opens up and moves into the town center. So we would prefer not to do that. We would like to have the family and the personnel to support your town center.
I understand. It's a two-edged sword.
It is.
That's part of the problem of trying to figure out what would appear to be best for the community and represent the wishes of the folks next door. The drainage is a major issue. Your chart here shows 1.75 parking spaces per unit. Do we know off the top of our head what the 2009 IBC requirements are for this classification?
The answer is that the 2009 IBC does not provide parking requirements. It's a building code only. Zoning code is per city, on a per city basis only.
Very good.
I can tell you that we at Humphreys and Partners, strive to do a minimum of 1 space per bed. We found that that works very well in both suburban and urban communities. And as far as this site goes, we are a good 30 to 40 spaces above and beyond, providing 1 space per bed. And that is not including any tandem spaces. And by tandem spaces, I mean that on the garages for the big house, just like in a single family home, there's a driveway that leads up to that garage where you could park a car behind a car that's parked in the garage. We're not considering any of those tandem spaces in any of our parking counts.
Site lighting is an issue, and zero lot line foot candles would be one of the things that I'm sure the planning review department would be looking for. Another thing that's come to mind is some folks have expressed a lot of concern about traffic. Have you guys done a traffic impact study?
Yes, sir. I,